life-size replica of biblical proportions, the Ark Encounter in Williamstown, Kentucky. Let's go down that road. Hello, faithful people. I'm Orlene.
I'm Gary.
And if you've been following our channel for a while, you know that we are always going to places that are free as much as possible. But this was one thing we saved up for to be able to go to. It was on our bucket list to go to the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum.
This is not a water park or an amusement park. This is a replica of the ark that God told Noah to build.
If you've seen the Hollywood version of Noah's Ark, you have not seen the biblical version of Noah's Ark. Hey, they really did a bad job of doing the story of Noah's Ark. So please, if you have seen the one, it was with Russell Crowe, do not believe that that is the way it really was. We highly encourage you to read Genesis chapters 6 through 9. And you can either do that after this video, or you can do it, pause this and read it, and then go back into reading it. And you'll get a much better idea of what the reason for the ark being built, what was going on in the world, very similar to what's going on in the world today. So, good timely message. Even some children's books make Noah's Ark into a fairy tale.
Plus all of the toys that they have on the market as well. They always make it look like something more cartoonish.
Yeah, and cutesy and everything. It was a very real event.
Common misconception about the ark that they were only in it for 40 days while the waters rose on the face of the earth, but it was considerably longer than that.
And the waters didn't just come from the clouds and the rain. If you read the biblical account, it came surging up from the ground and from the earth as well.
And it was a deluge from up above, so it was a very churning, violent action. And then they continued to rise for 150 days in total, and the ark was floating around on top of that, of course, by the grace of God, that they were held up. And at the end of the 150 days, they were still there for another 150 days plus.
All total about 375 days on the ark.
We believe that the Bible is truth, just as Jesus says, and that walking through the ark, we were able to see what it might have looked like way back then, different details that are not included in the Bible.
Some of the details that are not told us in Scripture are things like, how did they store the food and water for all the animals and for Noah and his family? How much did they know how much to store? And the chores that they did, and their living quarters. We never thought about the fact that they probably brought belongings with them, knowing that the world was going to be destroyed and everything on it. So it was only natural to think that, yeah, they probably did bring a lot of their comforts from home onto the ark and had a special area just for their family.
There are a lot of details that we just don't think about when it comes to how did they engineer the fresh air for all the animals plus the people. How did they clean out the bad air, and then all of the waste products? How did that all go? And there are some really interesting ideas of how that would have all worked.
We trust that God would have provided for Noah and his family and for all the animals, that he would have told them the details of how to take care of themselves and how to take care of the animals and everything, and even prepare them for what was coming and how he was going to keep them all safe. Remember, we were on the ark for about 4 hours, so this is a very condensed version of the things you would see there. It's so much more to it. Make sure you allow plenty of time to go to the free movies that are dispersed throughout. There was a really cute one of a reporter who was interviewing Noah before the flood started, and that was pretty cute. Yeah. Now, here is the Ark Encounter. up by taking a bus from the parking lot. There it is. Life-size replica. Wow. 3 stories. All the windows are in the very top. And as one of the videos, they showed how they opened the windows up during the daytime to let sunlight in. Whether Noah built a ramp like that or not, we don't know, but that is the huge door that everything went through. It's the only door on the Ark.
Located at our animal active estate and take it from Camel Road at the zoo. Don't miss the very short film. Enjoy the show. It's the experience of life.
Stand by one of those things and see how big it is. Yeah.
don't I look 600? What do you mean? I look about the same age as any other 600-year-old person I've met. Well, except for my wife. Of course. She doesn't look a day past 400.
If you say so.
around the year AD 100. And the earliest copy we have of that comes from about 750 years later. So there's a 750 year gap between when it was written and our earliest copy. How many copies do we have? Just 2. So let's put 2 beans in this cup to represent those manuscripts. For Plato's dialogues, there's a 1200 year gap, and we have just 7 copies. Now, very few people question whether we have the original message of these writings, and they constantly attack the Bible on this point. Now, how many copies do we have? Well, there are nearly 6,000 Greek New Testament manuscripts, and they average about 450 pages each. But you know what? That's just the Greek manuscript. When we count the other languages like Latin, Coptic, and Armenian, there's another 20,000 manuscripts.
Oh, just you. Oh, they're so cute. As if the inside of the museum wasn't enough, they have a zoo outside. All kinds of animals. The Creation Museum is 43 miles away in Petersburg, Kentucky. I know some people maybe do it on the same day, both museums, but that would be overwhelming. So we divided it between 2 different days, and even that was a little bit overwhelming. But it is just so worth it to go there, and I hope you get a chance to go to one or both. They do have package deals if you go to both, and there's RV friendly parking for both places too. And the tickets are good for, I think they said, a year. So if you go to one and you don't have time to go to the other one right away, your ticket will be good for a length of time. Double check on that, but I believe it was for up to a year. The Creation Museum has a lot of beautiful gardens around it, so maybe spring or summer might be the better times to go for that if you want to see that. The whole museum, Creation Museum, was beautifully done, and it answered so many questions about creation versus evolution. It is highly recommended you read Genesis 1 through 3 before you go to the Creation Museum. That'll answer a lot of things for you or get you ready before you go. I will be putting pictures of the Creation Museum on our Facebook page, so be watching for that. We hope you get a chance to go to one or both of the museums, and I hope you enjoyed this video and got a taste for what it is all about, and that it is definitely worth going to see.
I think if I had to make a choice between the two, I would go to the Ark.
You know, the Creation Museum was made first.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of overlap at both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that too, but I still think it was worth going to both.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't have to make the choice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you coming along on our journey. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Next to it, a bell is going to pop up. Ring the bell and you'll be notified every time new videos come up. Check out our Facebook page. There's a lot of extra features on there that we've been putting on recently that are not going to be put into videos. And until next time, God bless.